The Grand Council chamber of Xerion Prime hummed with satisfied chittering as Ambassador Vexthul raised his crystalline appendages in triumph. Around the circular amphitheater, representatives from 47 species nodded their various heads, tentacles and optical sensors in agreement. The Kethmoran War is officially concluded, Vexthul announced, his translator converting his clicking speech into the universal standard. After 3 cycles of devastating conflict, the hegemony has accepted unconditional surrender. The galaxy is finally at peace. Celebratory sounds echoed through the chamber, the Xantharians' harmonic tones, the Brutaxians' guttural roars of approval, the Etherians' shimmering light displays. The war that had consumed entire star systems was over. Billions of lives lost. Countless worlds reduced to ash, but it was finished. "What of the newcomers?" asked Ambassador Silneth of the Aquatic Confederation, her gill slits fluttering nervously. "The humans. They were preparing to join the conflict." A ripple of dismissive laughter passed through the assembly. The humans, barely past their first, successful faster-than-light experiments, still confined to their single yellow star system. They had sent desperate transmissions offering aid when news of the war reached their primitive receivers. But by then, the galaxy's fate had already been decided. "The war is over," Vexthul repeated with amusement. "Their enthusiasm is no longer required." 3 parsecs away aboard the UES Defiance, Captain Sarah Chen stared at the decoded message from the Galactic Council. Her weathered hands gripped the edges of the communication console as the words sank in. "Ma'am?" First Officer Rodriguez stepped forward. "Orders?" Chen looked around the bridge at her crew, 200 souls who had volunteered for humanity's first military venture beyond Sol. Behind them, 97 more ships hung in the void, filled with humanity's finest warriors, scientists, and strategists. Earth's entire space-capable fleet hastily converted for war. They had traveled for months in the cramped vessels, pushing human engineering to its limits. When Earth had first received the Galactic Council's distress signals about the Kethmoran invasion, the response had been immediate and unanimous. Humanity would help. It didn't matter that they were the newest species on the galactic stage. It didn't matter that their weapons were primitive projectile systems compared to energy-based warfare. When civilization itself was threatened, you answered the call, but they were too late. The war was over. "Captain," Communications Officer Patel spoke up hesitantly, "we're receiving another transmission. It's from the Kethmoran hegemony." Chen frowned. "Put it through." The view screen flickered, revealing a massive arthropod-like creature with compound eyes that reflected like black mirrors. Behind it, the bridge of what could only be a Kethmoran dreadnought sprawled in organic curves and bioluminescent displays. "Human vessel," the creature spoke in perfect English, its mandibles clicking with what might have been amusement. "I am War Prime Zethkar of the hegemony. Your species intrigues us. This is Captain Chen of the United Earth ship Defiance. The Council informed us that hostilities have ceased. Indeed, we have negotiated with the Council species. But you..." Zethkar leaned forward, his alien features studying her through the screen. "You came anyway, despite your primitive technology, despite being outgunned, outnumbered, and frankly outclassed in every conceivable way." Chen's jaw tightened. "We came to honor our commitment." "Fascinating." The War Prime's compound eyes glittered. "Tell me, human, what did you think 98 ships could accomplish against our fleet of 10,000? "Whatever was necessary." A sound emerged from Zethkar that Chen realized was laughter, a horrifying clicking and buzzing that made her skin crawl. "The Council species fought us for 3 cycles, Captain. Billions died. Entire civilizations reduced to memory. Do you know how many of our ships they managed to destroy in total?" Chen waited. 73. In 3 years of warfare. Zethkar's mandibles spread in what might have been a grin. "Would you like to know why we agreed to their surrender?" "I assumed it was because you had won." "Oh, we had. Completely. Every major fleet was destroyed. every fortified world taken, but that wasn't why we stopped. The alien leaned back in his biomechanical chair. We stopped because we were bored, Captain. Your galactic neighbors fight like prey animals, desperately, frantically, always seeking to minimize their losses and preserve their comfortable lives. Chen felt a chill run down her spine. But you humans, Zethkar continued, you came here with primitive kinetic weapons and nuclear drives, knowing you couldn't win. Not to preserve your lives or your comfort, but because others needed help. That is refreshing. What are you saying? I'm saying the war isn't over, Captain. It's just beginning. The War Prime's eyes fixed on hers with predatory intensity. The Council species have surrendered, but they were never worthy opponents. You, however, you might be interesting. Chen's hand moved to the ship's intercom. All hands, battle stations. Magnificent! Zethkar clapped his claws together. No negotiations, no pleas for mercy, no attempts to bargain, straight to weapons hot. This is what we've been searching for across the galaxy, a species that understands that some things are worth fighting for, regardless of the odds. The odds don't look good for you either, Chen said grimly. Earth won't take kindly to threats against her children. Earth? The War Prime paused. Captain, you misunderstand. We're not threatening your homeworld. We're inviting it to war. True war between species that understand honor and sacrifice. The Council races will rebuild under our protection. They've earned their peace through surrender. But humanity... His mandibles clicked rapidly. Humanity will help us find worthy opponents among the stars. Chen stared at the alien commander, her mind racing. Around the bridge, her crew waited for orders, hands hovering over weapon systems that everyone knew were hopelessly outmatched. You want us as allies? She finally asked. Partners, Zethkar corrected. The galaxy is vast, Captain, and full of species that need to learn what your people seem to understand instinctively, that there are things worth fighting for, even unto death. Together we could forge an empire built not on fear and subjugation, but on strength and honor. Chen looked at the faces of her crew, young men and women who had volunteered to die for people they'd never met, for principles they'd never questioned. Behind them, humanity's entire space fleet waited for her decision. The Council had declared the war over. They had surrendered, accepted peace, chosen survival over resistance. But humanity had never been asked if they agreed. War Prime, Chen said slowly, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. In the depths of space, 98 human ships powered up their primitive weapons and turned toward the stars. Behind them, the largest Kethmaran battle fleet in history fell into formation. The galaxy was about to learn that humanity had arrived, and they brought their own definition of peace. It was simple. Peace through superior firepower, delivered, with a smile and an extended hand to anyone willing to stand up for what was right. The war was over. The real war was just beginning.